That is how we lost her, and everything stopped. Guys, I'm sorry. How it would have been so nice to see her, hold my baby. If screaming can bring someone to life, that scream would have brought her back to life. They actually want his mother to be buried on his birthday. Like, it was that bad. They didn't allow me to go for the funeral.
Sandie's Joyful Space. Subscribe.
Hello blessed, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sandra and this is Sandie's Joyful Space. You are welcome, you are welcome, you are welcome once again. I don't even know where to start, filming this video, like how to just start telling you guys everything, before I even start this video, I want to plead with you guys for your understanding, because this video is just going to be like all over the place, emotions, like, I don't know, just pardon me. And yeah, so you all watched my previous video about my mother-in-law. I think I filmed that last week. Yeah, and I talked about how sweet and nice, how wonderful, how she's just a godsend to me, a blessing to me. And I know most of you will be shocked, like seeing this video, seeing the title, and wondering what Sandra talking about, what's wrong, what is she saying. Like, it's just all over the place. That was why I decided to film that video first, so that you get to actually know who she was and how she was, so good to me. So that you all be able to, have a better understanding and, be able to understand where all these emotions are coming from. So back in 2019, while we were, planning to get this house, planning to, put things together, planning for our traditional wedding and everything, my mother-in-law was very involved. I mentioned all that in my previous video. And during that time, I didn't really know that anything was wrong with her. Like, I didn't know. This was in 2019. So this fateful day, Osby was just, chatting with me. And he mentioned that, he thinks like his mom is not feeling so well. And I was like, I don't get you, but I just saw her yesterday. She's fine. Like, what do you mean? And he was like, yeah, she's just, trying to put up like an act like she's fine and all that, but she's really not fine. His sister has been complaining about some, symptoms, some signs she has been showing, but she's just, trying to act strong. She's saying she's fine. When you ask her, she will say, oh, she's okay, she's fine. Like, that period, she was just so excited that, her son is finally getting married. Because before I met my husband, like, he told me she has already said, oh, I've given up. I know that, like, you don't want to get married, you don't want to have kids, you are just there. And bringing me to her, like, introducing me to her, she was just so excited. Seeing her son getting married, like, having a family and everything. So that just brought a lot of energy, a lot of boost. Like, to her, nothing mattered at that time. It was just the fact that her son has found someone. He's finally, settling down. So when he told me this, I was like, oh, but if she's not feeling fine, why don't you guys take her to the hospital? Like, why are you guys just, looking at her like that, telling you guys she's fine and all that? And it was like, oh, they can't force her. They are encouraging her to go to the hospital for a checkup. But she's still insisting she's fine. Well, that's Europe for you. You can't really, like, force people to do what they don't want to do. They couldn't just, drag her to the hospital and all that. But for me, I was really, angry. I was really worried, because I felt like, you guys should do something. You guys should, convince her. I don't know, try something. And it was like, well, they are trying everything and it's not working. We did our traditional wedding in November 2019. So the following month was December. We spent the Christmas together. It was so beautiful. She cooked for us. Like, she was just so happy. You could see that joy in her. And she made mention of, this might be my last Christmas. And we were all like, we thought she was just like, just saying because of maybe how she feels, or we kind of, didn't let her dwell on it and all that. So fast forward to, the following year, 2020, we entered the new year. We informed her about, us expecting a baby, and she was so excited. You could see that she felt fulfilled. Like, I remember she just, she just smiled. she held me. Like, she had no words to say. She was just more than fulfilled. So at that time, she just told my husband and, his younger sister that she wants to go to the hospital. Like, this is something they've been begging her to do, like, for the longest time. And she just stood up and said she wanted to do that. So they run all the tests, they did everything. She was going to the hospital, back and forth, back and forth. And at some point, I was asking my husband, like, have they not come up with, like, something? What's wrong with her? Like, she has been going to the hospital, like, back and forth for, like, 2 or 3 weeks now. And he was like, they want to be very sure. They are still, checking. So when Osby told me that, they found what was wrong with her, they've been able to, diagnose it and everything. And immediately it told me it was cancer. Like, guys, I didn't know how to feel. Like, I know that people survive cancer, so I had hope. But when they brought the news and the way he, explained things to me, the stage she was at that time, and, other underlining, factors and things. I don't want to go into details with her health condition because just, pardon me, as she was diagnosed with cancer and, it was not breast cancer anyway, but I don't want to talk about details about it. So immediately she started, like, chemotherapy. She was going for treatment. They were doing everything here and there. Like, it just, got worse. Like, the situation just got worse. That, guys, I'm sorry, like and by the time we're in the month of March, like, it was worst, that she could not even do anything for herself anymore. She literally was now, like, bedridden. I remember going to the hospital with my husband to celebrate a birthday with her because she was born in March, like me too, but hers is in the beginning of March. We celebrated together. It was beautiful. Even though it was in the hospital, we bought her a cake and all that. And because of the COVID-19 at that time, people were not allowed to, visit their sick ones. Like, you can't just go like that. So because of her condition, one person was allowed to, visit or stay with her longer. And that was, like, my sister-in-law. So we're not really visiting her, like, regularly. But my sister-in-law was always there with her. And fast forward to, April, things got even worse to the point where she was no longer talking. At this point in time, I still had hope. Like, I still had hope strongly that, something can still happen. Like, things can turn around for good. I had hope. I had faith. I believe that God could still perform a miracle on her. But there was something I realized. I realized that she just kind of, gave up. Like, she was not really fighting it. Because even before she stopped talking, the things she was saying, because since she lost her husband, like, things was not the same again. Because my husband lost his dad even before I met him. Like, 2 or 3 years before we met, he lost his dad. So ever since then, he told me she has not been the same. So seeing her in that condition, she was not really fighting it. Like, she was just like, okay, at least my son is, married. They are expecting their baby. I think I've achieved it. I've done it. I need to just go and rest. That was how, it felt. They told us that, okay, at this point, we have to just take her home and, just nurse her at home because there is nothing really they can do for her. And, like, they've done everything. So at this point, we just have to wait it out. Like, just wait for whatever will happen. So we brought her home and she had the doctors come around, nurses. They come and check her regularly and all that. Anyway, things just got worse by the day. She was not even able to recognize us anymore. Like, when you visit her, she really don't know who is there, who is standing beside her. Like, it was at that point that it hit me so hard. Like, when she could not even know, like, I was standing there. When I would visit her, I would go with my, my scan from the doctor and I would show it to her. I would, even though she is not responding, I would just, show her there's the baby. She's also so weeks now. Like, the sex of the baby. I shared it with her. I just carried her along through the pregnancy, even though like it seems she wasn't, responding, but I know she could hear me. I know she's happy and all that. So it didn't really bother me. I was, happy to share those moments with her because I know that if she was, strong, if she was, healthy, like this is what she would want. She would want to, be part of every step. She would want to know everything. Guys, I'm sorry. Like, so guys, that was that things were just getting more worse, like her condition. And fast forward to June. Around this time, I was just a month away from, giving birth. I was due to give birth in July. So I was very excited because I felt like, wow, at least she will see the baby. Like, I had hope, I had faith because it was just a month away from me giving birth. So I was, holding up to that, that faith that I just wanted her to see the baby. I just wanted her to, set eyes on the baby, even though she will not be able to recognize like what's going on, recognize her, but she will see the baby. So in the beginning of June, around June 12th, I will never forget that day, my husband was supposed to go to my sister's place with my mom to pick up something for me. It was supposed to be in the evening, but he later, called me on the phone and said, well, he will not be able to go because he has to go to his mom's place. I was like, okay. He normally goes there like regularly, and so when he told me he was going there, I wasn't surprised, but it was like, okay, he wanted to travel because where my sister lives is far away. So I asked him, oh, like, is anything wrong? Okay, is everything okay with, mama? Is everything okay with her? Like, what's up? And he was like, oh, everything is fine, she's okay, but the doctor just said he should come around for German to talk. And it was like, oh, I shouldn't worry, he has made arrangements for my mom and, another family friend to help me, go to my sister's place to pick these things because actually I really needed those things. So I was like, okay, fine. At this point in time, it was towards around 4 p.m. So they left, and around like 8 p.m, yeah, my mom and, my family friend, they got back. And after everything, like, I was just feeling somehow in my, when you are sensing something. So I asked my mom, like, what's up? Like, do you know anything? What's going on? Mom was like, oh, don't worry, everything is fine. But you know what? You have to, pick some clothes and, follow me to my place because your husband won't be coming back today. And he said he doesn't want to leave you at home because of your condition. So you should follow me to my place. You'll be spending the night at my place. At this point, I knew that no, something is wrong because my husband, always come home to, spend the night with me because he always, wants to be there. He feels like, because of my condition, he cannot just leave me alone. I pick up the phone, I called my husband, like, what's up? What's going on? Like, tell me, what's up? What's up? It's like, oh, don't worry, everything is fine. Mama is responding to treatment. I was like, it doesn't make sense. Like, it really doesn't make sense. And so the next day morning, I think the next day was a Saturday morning, I woke up, I took my bath, I freshened up at my mom's place. My mom brought breakfast for me. She sat beside me. I ate, but I could just sense something. Like, I don't know, but the way she was doing, even though she didn't really give it out a lot, but I just sensed something. After eating, I just turned to her. I was like, okay, what's going on? Like, something is really going on. And she was like, oh, calm down, relax. We didn't know how to, break this to you because of your condition. Da, 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 da. Immediately, she was just, as an African person, when you just see people giving you that speech, like, you already know that something is up, something big is up. And I already know my mother-in-law is sick, so, like, my mind was already there already. So I already knew that something, like, at this point, I was already, like, shaking. Like, there was this cold shiver that was already building up inside me everywhere. My bones, like, I didn't know what to even say. I was just hoping that that's not what she wants to say. I was like, okay, mom, what's up? Like, just break it to me. Tell me, what's it? I'm okay, I'm fine. I can handle it, I'm fine. And she was like, yeah, last night, your mother-in-law gave up the ghost. Like, when you feel a pain that you can't even cry, like, at this point in time, I didn't know if I should cry. I didn't know if I should scream. I didn't know if I should just fall down. I don't know. I didn't know if I should just, I didn't know how to react. To be honest, I didn't know. For a minute, I was just clueless. I was lost. I was like, everything stopped. Everything stopped. I was quiet. And my mom was like, Sandra, are you okay? Sandra. What was on my mind at that point in time? For a minute, I was blank. But after that, what I could picture was, how it would have been so nice to see her, hold my baby. Like, seeing her holding my baby, seeing us spend quality time together, that was what I could just picture. Like, it was just like a flashes of what I have imagined we would do together. And guys, I didn't know when I screamed. Like, I screamed from inside. My mother was so scared. I screamed like my life depended on it. If screaming can bring someone to life, that scream would have brought her back to life. And after that, I just broke down. I literally broke down. It's like, I don't know. I apologize to you guys for all those emotions, but for the longest time, I've not been able to share this story. I've not really sat down to give an account of everything that happened. This is my first time I'm really going into details a bit. And guys, my mom was actually confused. She didn't know what to do at this point because she was scared about my condition. I was heavily pregnant. I was going, crazy. I was screaming. I was shouting. In fact, she could not hold me down. She had to call a friend and they were praying. Like, my mom didn't know what to do. She was just praying. They knew I have a very strong connection. If you are hearing any noise, please, baby girl is here. She's just playing and doing her thing. So they all knew that I have a very strong, bond with my mother-in-law. Like, we are close and I connected with her very well. That was why they were so scared to tell me. And they really did not know how I would react. I was just screaming and screaming and screaming non-stop. Screaming, wailing. My mom had to call a friend because at this point I was shaking. Like, you could see me trembling. All my body was shaking. My mom called a friend of ours. They started praying. They were praying. They were talking to me. African mothers. Our friend was on the phone trying to calm me down. My mom was just screaming, remember you are pregnant. Think of your baby. Calm down. Jesus. Like, it was just something else. I don't want to just remember that episode anymore. Let's just, fast forward. So that was how I lost my mother-in-law, June 12th, 2020. Yeah. I know most of you are surprised. Oh, the way you have been talking about her. Yeah. The last video I filmed, some people were like, oh, can't wait to see her, you filming a video with her, That made me cry. And that's one thing that just gave me the courage to say, okay, I think it's time I just, film this video and let you all know, like, everything. It's not like I was trying to hide it from you guys. No. I wanted you guys to just, know how she actually treated me. Like, how she, meant so much to me. And I would tell myself, oh, I'll film the video now. And I'll say, oh, no, later. I think I was not ready to just, unpack all those feelings and emotions. Anyway, my husband had to, rush to where I was. He had to calm me down. And it hurts me because I never got the chance to see her, After she passed away, I didn't see her. They didn't allow me to see her. My mom said, oh, because of my condition and how I'm reacting, she don't think it's best like I see her. So I didn't even go for the funeral. Like, it was that bad. They didn't allow me to go for the funeral. And another painful thing is, here in Germany, when someone dies, you have to inform, is it the church or so? Yeah, like you have to just inform the right places. And most time you have to also tell them like, okay, how soon you want it, because you have to gather your family. So my husband's family wanted to still, have it in that June, that month. So when they told them, okay, they want to bury her that month, and they brought the date, guys, I was going berserk. I was going crazy because of all the dates they could pick. They picked my husband's birthday. Like, the whole month of June, the only available date is my husband's birthday. So his mother should be buried on his birthday. Guys, I was so pissed. So moving forward, how do you want him to, feel on his birthday? Like, his birthday, we're trying to be the anniversary of, the burial of his mom. Like, guys, I was so angry. I told them to try to change it because I know how, he has a very close relationship with his mom, and I didn't want it to be like anytime he's celebrating his birthday, like it keeps, making him be in a bad mood. But they said, well, that's the only date. I was so sad. Like, it made me so sad. Well, what can we do? On that day, they went for the burial. I didn't go. I remember I was lying down on this chair, heavily pregnant. And, because everybody had to go, nobody was at home with me. I was alone. I would sing. I would cry. Just look at a picture. I would cry and cry and cry. Immediately after the whole, ceremony, the burial and everything, my mom and my husband had to run back home, to check up on me. And guys, so guys, that was how everything ended. And approximately a month later, I gave birth, July 13th, approximately 1 month after she passed away. I was sad she didn't get to see the baby, but I was still happy that I get to see her. At least the short time we spent together, it meant so much to me. And I was happy that at least she knew that, I was expecting a baby. She joined in the joy of, the celebration that we're expecting a baby and all that. And guys, that is it. That is how we lost her. And since then, we all, hold her so dear in our hearts. And deep down, we know that she's happy watching us from heaven. She's happy that, our baby girl is here. At times that, I would want to do something, I remember like, oh, if like she's here. Oh, if like she's here. Oh, if like she's here. Oh, guys, it's not easy. Sometimes I wonder why good people don't last. Like, I wonder. I don't even know I'm going to edit it. Right now it's about 49 minutes. Like, wow. Anyway, guys, I'll be stopping here. I don't want it to be much longer than this. And if you have watched to this point, I say thank you very much. I really appreciate you all. Thank you for your love, your support. I don't even know how to end the video, but guys, just so that I appreciate you all, God bless you all, and see you all in my next video. Bye.